Hey there, everybody! Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, I am going to be breaking into the best money guide in Grand Theft Auto Online. Some of you have been asking me to make an updated money guide so that you guys can grind for either a new DLC coming into the game or you're just trying to fill your bank accounts as quickly as possible. So in today's video, I am going to be giving you the money guide that I use when I want to make the maximum amount of income as quickly as possible. And I can tell you, as a player who has ground over $1 billion on my Broke to Billions account in less than a year, that it's not going to be that challenging. A lot of people think that grinding money in GTA is a tedious task. And yes, if you make it one, it can be. But for me, I usually make money grinding a pretty simple thing. It's maybe 2 hours of my day, and then I go back to chilling with friends, having fun, and just in that 2 hours alone, I've already earned over $3 million. And if I do that once or twice or even 3 times a week, that's $10 million of GTA money a week. So if an update comes out, 2 months later, 3 months later, I'm already sitting at 30, 40, 50 plus million dollars just from that month, 2 months of playing, and I got plenty of cash for whenever a new DLC drops. So I'm always ahead of the curve. And that's what I would recommend for you to do as well. So let's get straight into it. Starting off, we have the Cayo Perico heist. This is the best way of earning money in the game. I've obviously talked about the Cayo Perico heist in the past a lot, and it's pretty easy to explain why it's so good. It takes 45 minutes from start to finish if you are a fairly seasoned player. I would recommend to watch my guide on how to complete it in less than 40 minutes or around 50 if you aren't able to complete it easily. I have plenty of guides on the channel. But as I said, completing the heist is very easy to do, and it's going to net you around $1.2 to $1.3 million on average hard mode, even if you're only getting coke and maybe weed as your secondary targets, and you're getting like even a bearer bond as your target as well, because it's like $1 million for bearer bonds on hard mode, and when you pair that with an extra 200,000, 300,000 from your secondary targets, and you have to add the Pavel fee, but you also get an additional 100k for the elite challenge. Yeah, you're looking at like 1.2 to 1.3 million each take you get, with all expenses added in. So that's a lot of money. But the problem with the Cayo Perico heist is that there is a massive cooldown, a whopping 2-hour cooldown. So a lot of people don't realize that you can completely eliminate that cooldown by simply making your way into online and swapping to another character. Now you will need to spend some in-game cash to get your second character set up, but this is a method I've talked about previously on the channel a lot. What you're going to do is, after you complete the Cayo Perico heist once, you're going to go to the swap character tab, which you just saw me do. And as we can see, I have 2 different accounts. I have my main account, and then I also have my Burning Poob account. And these 2 accounts are very different. But the main capabilities is that you share money on your bank accounts. This is confirmed. People always try to say, like, you don't. That's wrong. You have the same amount of money in your bank account on both accounts. So let's say I, some reason, inherit $100 million on my secondary character. If I put that into the bank account, now I have $100 million in my bank account extra for my main character. You can start to see where this is going. You see, when you are doing the Cayo Perico heist on your secondary character, the cooldown and everything is completely separate, like you're playing on a brand new account. And because of this, it means you can do a Cayo Perico heist on your main account, and then go right to your secondary character, do it on the secondary character, and not have to worry about the cooldown. So you can make $2.6 to $2.2 million in around an hour and a half of work to 2 hours, depending on how fast you are. But we'll say about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes of work, you can earn $2.2 million. That is an absolute boatload. And by the way, we haven't even gotten into the passive income. By the way, I know there's a lot of people that will go into the comments immediately and say, "Oh my god, I hate playing the Cayo Perico heist. It's the most boring, repetitive thing over and over and over again." And I agree. I think the Cayo Perico heist is kind of boring, but Good news! The method that I just talked about involving swapping characters is usable for any business in the game. So if you have an agency and you want to do the Dr. Dre VIP method, boom, you can do it once on your main character, swap over to your second account, and do it again, ignoring the cooldown. This is really nice. It makes a life, just in general, a lot easier. So that's kind of what I'd say and how I would use it. If you're doing the Dr. Dre VIP or you're doing the Cayo Perico Heist, it's just two very easy ways to not have to worry about a cooldown. But you're still going to always have to worry about a cooldown, because even after doing the Cayo Perico Heist for a second time, once you swap back to your main character, there's going to be a good 40 to 30 minutes before you're able to start it up again and get a message from Pavel. But that actually works out perfectly, because you need to stock your passive businesses, especially if you have a lot of them. Depending how set up you are as a player, you're going to have a multitude of different businesses you're going to want to keep an eye on. For example, the bail office has passive income. Now, to be honest, the bail office is a waste of money, but if you already own it, it only takes about 10 seconds to set your spawn location to the bail office, quickly send your bail agents off to earn you some money, and move on to the next business. Next up, after the bail office, you should probably make your way to your owned warehouses. We can see I have a bunch of large warehouses, and if you're a player like me that's already spent $20 million on large warehouses, I would highly recommend to use them. Go over to each warehouse, pay Lupe's assistant $7,500. If you do this every 48 minutes, you will be making upwards of $144,000, which is pretty good, especially when it doesn't really require much effort, and as long as your businesses don't get over 75% full, you're not even going to have to worry about being raided, which is obviously quite nice. As I've said in the past, I despise motorcycle club businesses. I think they suck. I think it's a waste of time. I wouldn't recommend to use the motorcycle club business when it comes to passive income, due to the fact you can be raided. But there are other very useful businesses. We have the Acid Lab. The Acid Lab is incredibly easy. All you need to do is go onto your phone, call Mutt. Once you call Mutt, you can just resupply it right there. And it takes literally 5 seconds. So as we can see, I'm calling Mutt, and boom, buy supplies. There you go, done. Wow, that was really challenging. That's how easy it is to order supplies for your Acid Lab. And it can't be raided. It's a very easy sale mission. Plus, you can boost your production for 48 minutes, which is perfect. As I said, you're only going to be grinding money for about 1 to maybe 3 hours, depending on how long you want to grind. In general, I would recommend to have any passive businesses that you enjoy using in the background while doing the Cayo Perico Heist. And while you're waiting for the cooldown, you can either sell or restock those businesses. Personally, I recommend to do businesses that only have one sale vehicle, being the nightclub, the Acid Lab, air freight cargo if you want to call Rooster, businesses like this. Technically, the bunker if you sell it at around $200,000 worth of stock, which is actually pretty nice timing because that's about 2 hours of waiting. The reason why I always say one vehicle sale missions is A, saves you a lot of time. It's only usually about 10 minutes on average to do a single vehicle sale mission, which means that you're not wasting a boatload of time doing 30 minutes, 40 minutes on a stupid post-op van with your motorcycle club, which is wasting so much time, therefore wasting your money. But the other reason is just because it's a lot more fun to do a single vehicle sale mission than having to go back and forth, and constantly grab a new one. So usually I recommend single vehicle sale missions. So the businesses I run when earning money is the bunker. As I said, I sell it when it's about $200,000 worth of stock. I use the Acid Lab, and I use the nightclub. And obviously, if I have my cargo crates filled up, then I will also do a sale mission with Rooster. But that's it. Those are the only passive businesses that I need. When it comes to the nightclub, you obviously have your income just from popularity, which is very easy to use, and then you also have your technician's income, which you don't even need to do anything to restock. The Acid Lab, you call Mutt, takes literally 5 seconds, and that's about it. Super simple sale missions, really doesn't require much effort, and you're going to make a boatload of money. If you add on the passive income plus the Cayo Perico Heist, you're going to be making around $2.5 million in around 3 hours of work. which is pretty good. It's honestly really, really good. And what's great is that you can rinse and repeat. So once you're done selling your passive businesses and restocking them, you can just start the Cayo Perico heist up again, and then do it on your second account, and then rinse and repeat with the passive businesses. It's very easy to do, and it's incredibly efficient. This is the best way to earn money in Grand Theft Auto Online. You can obviously let me know your feelings and personal opinions on your ways of making money, but there's no arguments here. This is the most efficient way to make money, and it's what I use whenever an update's coming out, especially for my Broke to Millions account, which I used quite a bit previously. I always wanted to have enough money for the update, so that's what I would do. I'd spend maybe 1 to 2 hours a day playing GTA, and that's it. Then I'd move on to the next day and do it again and again and again, and I'd be able to make a boatload of money super easily. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, don't you get bored of that? But it's only an hour of my day. That's it. It's only 2 hours of my day. So after that, I'll go play GTA with friends, I'll do some heists, I'll have some fun, I'll go to a car meet. I'd rather spend a short amount of time grinding money than spend twice as long on a more tedious way to earn money with less efficiency. That's what I'd say. I'd rather spend less time and hang out with my friends more than spend more times and hang out with my friends less. But that's up to you. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.